What's going on, New Gamer Order? The man, the juggernaut, Alex X's, coming at you with another video. Hit cross, canceling it to that's Pimp Smack, baby. So, I gotta give a big shout to Shinwar. I was trying to do this video sooner, but, life priorities. I'm actually on break from work. I'm on my lunch break. So, this is going to kind of serve as a part one to, I'm trying to see if I could get a panel on Discord to talk about this with free play mode and geeking out. But, whew, man, I'm going to try not to get too, how can I say, things have changed. Things have changed drastically with the FGC since I've been a part of it. Some of you know I wasn't really always out there, but I used to go frequent tournaments. I used to be a tournament player. I met a lot of people along the way that, I remember Dizzy, he was the one that, him and Shinwar. What is this dude doing? Yeah, like I remember when I started playing Chun-Li in Street Fighter 4, I started picking up tips from Dizzy when we ran a GameStop tournament. I remember Ryder came out there, a couple other folks, it was always an honor to see like folks like KBZ, Marlon Pie, it just, the FGC, you were just meeting all kinds of people. And now I feel it's like the end of an era. And I'm hearing Onslaught's voice from NBC1 like the dream is dead. Like it's crazy that now Capcom has begun to impose tournament policies and a license to start running, Street Fighter tournaments, from here on out. And why is that? Because it's almost draconian in the way that they're doing. They're kind of going like the Nintendo route. And you know how Nintendo gets really, funny with how they do things. And it's just, hell, if you stream anything on YouTube or put any archives on Nintendo content, you're already, like, screwed. You know what I mean? And that short-lived Nintendo partnership that they had is just, just putting that into context. But the fact of the matter is, the new licensing agreement for tournament organizers is essentially going to kill the FGC as we knew it. Now you have to abide by guidelines that are very anti-friendly to the small tournament organizers. They're talking as far as you can't change logos, and then if you're using logos, they can't change colors. You can't. The Street Fighter logo has to be up in the front, and just these really non-user friendly, or it discourages a lot of the smaller guys in setting up events. And I have my theory, like in terms of like, look at what Nintendo did recently, pulling Smash from Evo, right? Sony now owns Evo, and that was one of the meccas, the general populace where everybody could come together from all walks of life that loves different types of fighters. And that was just like the playground, the WrestleMania, the Super Bowl of fighting game tournaments. Then Sony comes in, and now they're the major influencer of the event. Nintendo decides to pull out. And then now, all of a sudden, Capcom is imposing all of these rules. And I had to say, I'm a day late with getting the video out. But I will say that, say what you will about him, but Low Tier God, if you check out his video, he's actually right. A lot of what he's saying is correct. obviously everybody knows Maximilian said the same thing. You know, it just, the way that Capcom is doing it is literally choking out the FGC or the lower level. FGC is not going to be known as FGC. It's just going to be esports. And Capcom is seeking to monetize every opportunity, it's almost like what YouTube did with monetizations. And I had made it funny. You know, I was talking to Shinmore right before I went on lunch. Every little thing is going to be like, you know, if you become like a big tournament organizer or whatnot, they're going to want some sort of taxes and things like that. You know, my mind is blown. And in talking about that, I said I lived long enough to see the fading away of arcades, and that hit me, because I used to go to arcades, Willowbrook Mall, Menlo Mall, you know, like Bloomfield, Electric Circuit, you know, places down in Newark, in my dwelling areas. It's just, you know, things are changing. Things are changing, and the one thing I regret. The folks who like fighting games of this era, you missed it. You missed it. That was some of the best times I've had gaming ever. Going out, I remember when we were at Willowbrook Mall, and I was playing FGC Chaos, and there was this guy who was running the machine, beating everybody, and I came close twice on 2 occasions, but the electricity of the folks that or like, hey man, you could beat this guy, come on, you know, they were rooting you on, and it made me play better than I ever thought I could. And it was a pixel of life difference where he chipped me, and I should have had the match, but it was almost like, you know, Dragon Ball, and you seeing the rocks float all around you and everything, and it just, that was electric. And then when everything started going to online and streaming and whatnot, some of that organic feel of being around people changed. And you know, I'm giving that story to say that there were phases in the FGC, transformations, trends, you know, and this change right here, that interpersonal, that the whole same thing like Evo Moment 37 when Daigo, in the face of annihilation, full parried Chun-Li's lightning legs and countered into the super kicks of fury with Ken. You know what I mean? The people in that got to witness that, and you saw how that blew up, you know, you're gonna lose that. Everything's gonna be very, like, now they're talking about you can't charge spectator fees, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's like, wow. But then again, Low Tiers God's video, he was talking about a lot of these folks who are like, hey, you think you're good local and so on and so forth. Now you're gonna have to go out and travel. You're gonna have to prove your mantle. You know, is it gonna be harder for people to secure sponsorships? Like, this is seismic shift. You know, this is massive in terms of what Capcom has imposed. And again, I think what the first domino was Evo being now pulled by one of the top 3, because you got Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony. They should never have their hands in any one tournament like that unless they're making their own. Now, me and Shinwar were talking about, Sony wasn't even thinking about Evo. They weren't thinking about FGC until, you know, and the name comes up, Arturo Sanchez. I remember something he said, I can't quote per se, but the grassroots behind, you know, the FGC, it should have stayed there. You know, I remember hearing of him say this, and I was just like, man, that sucks. Like, things have changed. Mike Ross foretold all of this, you know, and it just, yikes. So this is an end of an era, literally. Like the Undertaker's, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels in that end of an era match, they all, you know, went off, and then that was that. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, it's you had to be there. during the golden era of the FGC. I'm gonna miss it, you know. And as I grow older, and then a lot of things we have to just let go and leave behind. It's just the one thing that will stay constant are the memories of what it was. It was amazing. It was always a good time, you know. But in the comments, leave your stories. You know, what do you think? Maybe we're just overreacting, and nothing's gonna change. But it's inevitable. Things are gonna change. You know, oh man, so sad, so sad. But what Capcom is doing with Sony now having the controlling interest of Evo, them being a main sponsor, hey, they're gonna have to go abide by that license, you know. And it's like, hey, why make your tournament big off of our product? Hence why Nintendo pulled Smash from Evo, which is a Sony event now. You know, it makes a whole lot of sense. It's all about money. So leave your comments below. Make sure you smash that like button, rate, comment, subscribe. And just remember, this is the real New Gaming Order. There's another channel out there trying to use the name, and you know, they are not affiliated with New Gaming Order in any way, shape, or form. You know, I have this simple LLC for this company, so it's just a pastime now. You know, things the thing that fueled New Gaming Order, all of that is changed with time. So it's more like a pastime than anything else. But the Juggernaut owns this, just as a disclaimer. So I'm gonna eat. I'll see y'all later. Peace.